Hello, good people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are doing some reactions to some D23 content. If you don't know what D23, I think it's just the event where Disney announces all their projects coming out in like the next couple of years. There's like 3 trailers that we're going to check out today. One is from Moana 2, one is from Mufasa, and for Disney Snow White. I will start off the video just by talking about a couple of other things that were announced at D23. If you haven't seen, there's like a viral CGI Stitch that's been going around, so they also announced that. If you don't know me, Stitch is literally my favorite. Well, Lilo and Stitch is literally my favorite like animated movie of all time. Maybe second favorite. I got like up there. I got Meet the Robinsons. I got Stitch, Lilo and Stitch. I got a couple other. I have Over the Hedge in my top 5. I love me some Over the Hedge. So my perspective on animated movies might be a little bit skewed, but seeing them come into life in CGI is always a very interesting thing. Because when that CGI Lion King, let's not go with CGI, that live action, I should say, Lion King came out, it was a really big thing. But the way that they did it with the big cast and all, having all these people incorporated, was kind of how they got it to go to the mainstream. Let's not forget, at the end of these days, these movies are for children, right? We kind of treat it a little bit different just because, you know, we're a little bit older now. So we, I think, look into the movies a little bit more, maybe a little bit too much, if I'm being honest, right? I just watched Kung Fu Panda the other day and with my family, and we were like reviewing it as if we were top tier movie critics. But it's one of those things where if you're a little kid, you're going to enjoy that movie regardless, right? And still going to make good money on box office, right? Sometimes you don't know how well these things are doing because you're too busy hating on the movie. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the trailers now. Maybe talk about some other D23 content later. But I think the first trailer we're going to go into, I'm just going to pull it up over here, will be the Snow White teaser trailer. It's only 1 minute and 18 seconds. It's got the lady from, I forgot her name, but the lady from the new Hunger Games. So if you know her, you know she can sing. You know she's gonna be singing throughout this entire movie. But you know it's also gonna create a discourse around the way Snow White is supposed to look as a character. So let's get into it. I mean, we all kind of know what Snow White is, I'd hope. Disney invites you in. I don't remember there being that many animals in Snow White. The Snow White from Shrek, when she sang, she attracted a lot of animals. I remember that. The 7 Dwarfs, you already feel me. You know.
So, whistle while you work.
I knew this is what this was going to be about. She needs to be paler for me. Gal Gadot?
Mirror on the wall.
Gal Gadot.
The fairest one of all.
You see, this is a little bit unfair now. Because, like, I'll give my thoughts in a second. Kind of obvious. Okay. Well, so here's the thing, right? I didn't know that Gal Gadot is going to be in this movie. Now, this is then going to create that discourse. If she goes mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of the wall? Gal Gadot is already up there. You feel me? Like, it's Gal Gadot. You feel me? Like, you're not going to get that many up there. Like, yeah, the Snow White is really good looking, but like, pick and choose your characters wisely. You feel me? Like, you're not going to pick Oprah as Barbie. I don't know why that's the example I'm going with. Oprah is a great lady and she looks great, but she's not Barbie. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Snow White. Snow White, for me, just gotta look a little bit paler, but that's about looks. We don't really care. You know how Disney is. The blackification of Disney is happening, right? But sometimes it's for a good reason. Sometimes you're like, are you overdoing it? In my opinion, I get to have that discourse. I am black. That's the only reason I get to have that discourse. But I do raise those concerns just because I think I saw the trailer because I think they announced it over the weekend again for the new Wizards of Waverly Place. And the new Wizards of Waverly Place has a black character. I don't know where this black character has come from, right? But that's kind of just where the universe goes when it comes to 2024. When we're making new content, we bring in these characters who I don't know the writing process behind Wizards of Waverly Place, but I think the first discourse started to happen over Ariel when Ariel was announced to be, I think it's is it Chloe? No, Halle Bailey, right? Halle Bailey, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's not what she's supposed to look like if she was accurately." Well, no, if she's accurately depicted in the movie, she's supposed to be gray underwater, but that part flies over the audience's head, right? But that's the stuff that I mean is that if the character's good, if we resonate with the character and she's good in the movie, we're not gonna have any problems. But if they don't resonate with the people and the people don't like her in the movie when she's actually acting and doing her job, then it's always gonna come back to that race thing because that's how it goes. But hey, I'm gonna watch it. It's it's Snow White. When it comes out, I'll watch it. It looks good. The CGI looks very high quality. It looks like Disney is stepping up their game, but this is going to start a recurring thing for me because I have a problem with not creating new ideas. How many Snow White movies have we had? How many sequels have we had in the last couple of years? People don't want to write anymore. I don't know if the world is running out of ideas, but it's scaring me. And it's the same thing for Snow White. I feel like I've also seen a live action. I don't know if I'm wrong. Maybe it's Maleficent I'm thinking of just because Maleficent follows a similar concept to Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. Right? Disney's not as, like, their themes, they're all around the same. But again, this is me being an adult watching a young person's thing and, you know, giving an adult's review. And that's the problem when it comes to watching these things when you're a little bit older, is you start seeing things that maybe you didn't see when you were younger. But hey, we'll see what happens with this one, and then let's get into the next one, which will be the Moana 2 trailer. See, I just liked the first Moana. Like, it wasn't even like a matter of
You wanted to come this time.
whether it deserved a sequel or not. I thought it would have been fine if the story just ended there. I saw a meme about this kid. They said that she looks like she bites ankles.
Where are we going?
Before Maui stole Tifiti's heart, our ancestors wanted to connect our island to all the people of the entire ocean. It's my job as a wayfinder to finish what they started.
Moana, show our people just how far we'll go.
Ooh. Bro, if she survived that, she got struck by lightning, she gonna survive that?
From the ancestors.
Hidden in a terrible storm. It's an ancient
Also,
island.
remember the days
Setting foot on its
where you
sands
get a
would break
trailer
the
2
curse,
years
bring
before
our
the movie
people
came out?
together again.
I don't know if I'm
I have to
hallucinating
do.
that, but I remember some
Maui,
trailers used to
I could
come
really
so
use your
early.
help.
Dwayne Johnson back.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
You will be destroyed, and your wayfinder too.
Now I kind
Am I
of miss
allowed
the
to
lava
say that?
monster.
By the way?
What if you don't come back?
I'll be back. I promise.
I thought the whole point of introducing the sister is
Do I hear
so that
people?
the sister gets
Those
introduced.
aren't
You know?
people. Cockum. You guys, we got this.
Bro, it's Angry Birds in here.
Bring it on.
What are they?
Nuts.
Oh. Kind of overdoing it. See, that's what I was trying to do. My fault. Now, with this one, I'm a little bit more optimistic because it's more just when it's a second movie, right? When it's a second movie, you're just going into the story a little bit more. So it's like you're actually excited by new things, if that makes sense. With Moana, the first story was pretty great. It was very interesting. Had a banger song. What can I say? Except you're welcome. And you can't really go wrong nowadays if you cast Dwayne The Rock Johnson in a movie, right? But that's the thing, is sometimes you're not really expecting these second movies, and when they come, like you will watch the second movie and then you will kind of wish that they should have left it at the first movie. You'll wish it. I'm not saying that's what I want for this movie to happen. I really hope that it's actually really good and it goes in a good direction. But that's your fear when you watch these things, is that once it starts, you're like, should we have left it with just one? And I hope it's not gonna be like that for Moana, because Moana was actually a really good first movie, and I watched that one when I was a little bit younger, probably towards the latter years of my. When did the first one come out? Of my teenage years. Let's go with that, because I'm not even sure myself when that movie came out, but it feels like a very long time ago now. Might have been in uni. I don't even know when I watched it, but damn, I'm getting older, aren't I? Woo, it settles in every once in a while. But we'll see what happens with this one. I don't really have more review to say. I can't give a review into this movie, but best believe November is going to be a busy month for me. There's a lot of movies coming out around that time period. In December, I think Red One comes out. And when Red One comes out, or is it Red One or Red Notice? Or Red Notice is the movie that came out. Red One. If you haven't seen the trailer for Red One, you should go watch that. Let's go into Mufasa, and this is the same thing I'm saying with sequels. Now we're going to prequels, right? Mufasa is kind of one of those unsung heroes in the Disney universe, where you know that he died for his son. He died trying to protect his son in a scenario where he was pushed off the edge by Scar. But you never really got to see much insight into how Mufasa got into power. But I guess this is what this movie is going to be about. We're going to see that in a second, because we're going to look at the trailer. We're going to get some a little bit of information as to where this is going. But let's just see what happens with that one. I'm excited for this one. We're probably more excited for Mufasa than any of the last three, which is why I saved it until last. Let's get into it. Let's go.
It's time.
They
I'll
gotta
tell
do
you
this.
A story of a cub, not much bigger than you.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story?
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
Long before they became legends, Mufasa and the prince who would come to be known
The
as
goat.
Scar became brothers.
Hello, what's your name?
Mufasa.
I told you
I
to
forget
wait
that
for
Scar
me.
was
We
British.
can't just leave him here.
Rules are rules, Tucker. The king will never accept a stray.
I'm not a stray.
Wait, so Mufasa was a stray?
Lost.
Ain't that the same thing? If I was Scar
Associate with outsiders,
and Mufasa was a
Tucker
stray,
is the
I'd have
future
beef
king.
too.
We must protect the bloodline.
But, Dad, I saved his life.
Is this movie actually going to show us like Scar in like a good light?
I always wanted a brother.
I always wanted a brother.
That's CGI, man. That's CGI.
Sometimes I get a scent.
Ooh.
It's barely a trace on the wind. And it smells like home. Then it's gone.
You and Tucker together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
Sorry.
The circle is broken. There will be one Lion King.
I know that voice.
Mufasa, run!
Every you can't have a story without the protagonist losing a parent. You need motivation in every story. This is what they do every single time.
Just to be clear, I never signed up for this.
Is that the new Timon and
I'm
Pumbaa?
here to protect you, my brother.
My brother.
Mufasa! This was a bad idea! We're alive! I did it!
For now.
I saved us!
You were saying?
These guys are persistent. Seth Rogen. Let me just look at those voices again real quick. Where are the voices? I need to right there. So you got Aaron Pierre, Kelvin Harrison, John Connie. Don't know those people. I know Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, Donald Glover. Was Donald Glover in the? He was in the other Lion King, right? And then Mads Mikkelsen, I think, was the voice that I remembered. Right now, this is the thing about these new live action movies, right? They rely quite heavily on the CGI, and you can see every once in a while, you can see that, you know, like, these aren't real animals. They're not going to feel 100% like real animals. You kind of have to accept that reality in today's day and age. So don't go into this movie trying to be a hater and look all the CGI. Sometimes it's what I do. I think in my Deadpool and Wolverine review, I think the only like one of the only down points was CGI on like the Wolverine mask. So I don't want to hate it, especially when this movie is fully produced in probably post processing, right? Now, does this look exciting? Oh yeah, 100%. The Mufasa movie, I'm gonna watch this movie first out of all the three. I don't know if they're coming out together. I wasn't paying attention to the dates too much, but I'm gonna watch this movie first of all the three. Why? Because this is the only one that gives me a little bit more of something that I've been looking for. The Lion King story always focused on the son, ironically, who I have forgotten the name. Which will come back to me another day. But now we're going to look into Mufasa, who a lot of people actually probably respected more in the grand scheme of things. Because when Scar took over, like for that short period of time that he did take over, the pack still just listened to him, right? And now it makes a little bit more sense as to why. Because he was technically entitled that power in the first place. Because that's what it looks like. It seems like, oh, I've just seen on the screen, by the way, I just looked up for a split second and saw Blue Ivy Carter, meaning Blue is in this movie, right? I wasn't paying attention. Hey, nepo babies, stand up. But it looks like it's going to be a legit movie. It looks like the cast is still going to be quite big names, big voice actors in the sense of like these are big movie stars coming into the voice acting world, or even just let's go with like celebrities coming into the voice acting world. That's what it was like in the first live action Lion King anyways. But as for now, for the movies, for the trailers, they look good. They look exciting, some more exciting than others. Mufasa looks like the ones that's going to be the most intriguing for me, maybe the most intriguing for the older generation of fans. I think for the younger generation of fans, Moana, Snow White will probably, bring them in, Moana especially. Snow White, we'll see what happens, man. It looks like it's going to be okay. I don't know. Maybe I just don't resonate as well with the Snow White story as I do with the other stories. So that could just be me. I think now we're just going to look at D23, just some of the announcements at D23. Off the top of my head, just because I don't have the research in front of me, I can just put it on in the background while I'm looking for it. One of the most exciting announcements for me was Incredibles 3. Now, to me, Incredibles 2 came too late. Incredibles 2 was like, they ended that movie with the Underminer coming out, and like everybody was looking forward to that specifically. It was now we get to see these guys fight as a family who know what they're doing. They're back in the groove of things. We were all kind of excited for this new generation of the Incredibles films, where maybe, if I'm being honest, where Jack, or I don't want to say Jack, where Dash and Violet stand up, right? They're now at the more forefront of things. Yes, in the first Incredibles, the whole point was Dash and Violet save their parents, which is kind of what happened in the second movie as well. But I just want to see a more family aspect. I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen, but like the whole point at the beginning of the first Incredibles, the dad was retired, the mom was retired. They wanted to get back into it just because they still had the powers, the groove, and they were raising a family. Then in the second movie, the mom came out of retirement. She's like the number one superhero, and of course she had there was a person who held some grudges. There was always somebody who holds some grudges, right? The third movie, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's an announcement. It's something to look forward to. As I talked about in the beginning of the movie, Lilo and Stitch, it is, at the end of the day, it is still something of a recycled story. They're going to give us the same story, just in live action. I don't know who they've cast for any of the characters. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the characters. I just know that the characters are coming, and it is something to look forward to. The one that I have a problem with, and in my opinion, let this franchise pass away peacefully. Toy Story 5. We don't need it. I don't even remember watching Toy Story 4. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit taken aback by Toy Story 5. I thought it wasn't popular enough for people to want to watch it again. And you know how it is with these money-making machines. If the movie still makes money, we're going to continue making the movie. And Toy Story is a franchise that's been going on forever, and it's still making money. It's still drawing crowds. It's still bringing people in. So they're going to come and see it. there's nothing that's really going to stop them from making the movie. But it just looks like it's a little bit too recycled. Like our Andy and Buzz got his own movie. Sorry, Woody and Buzz. Buzz already has his whole own movie. We got a whole story arc separate from the franchise. We have spin-offs at this current point in time for this Toy Story. We haven't even got a Woody movie, and we're still doing this ensemble stuff. This is the Toy Avengers still on something over and over again, and I think it's just getting a little bit used and abused. Another one of the D23 announcements, which is less from the animated franchise, more from the MCU standpoint. Fantastic Four. We got to see the cast. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I don't know all the other cast names. I know they have the guy from Stranger Things who was in the last season of Stranger Things who has I think that famous Chrissy, wake up, I don't like this. I think that was him. They have the guy from The Bear as the Thing, and I think that's a crazy addition in my opinion. That I love. I've never watched The Bear. I've seen so many clips of The Bear that I've fallen in love with that character specifically. So to see him as the Thing, it looks like he's going to be great. Great casting. And I forgot her name. She's British, who's playing Sue Storm. I'll see if I can just Google that in the background quickly. Right. Vanessa Kirby. She's always been kind of like in the movies that I've seen, she's always been kind of like a side character in a lot of the movies that I've seen. So to see her at kind of the forefront of the Fantastic Four, I think Marvel is kind of hoping that this is the next steps to the new Avengers going forward in the Marvel universe. We'll see what happens in regards to the way this movie plays out. The suits look good. I think they're going with some comic accurate suits from a little bit further in the past, from what I saw. And only one, Johnny Storm, the character who plays Johnny Storm, was the one wearing the suit in the photo. I think I'll put the photo up. But it looks like it's going to be good. It looks like it's going to be entertaining. And it's another thing to look forward to. I think it's was that one 2025? I think it's 2025. So we got some time to wait before we see a lot of these projects, but the projects are coming. D23 had some great announcements. People are excited. People are talking about it. And yeah, let me know what else you guys would like me to react to, would like me to review. This has been my first reaction to some trailers. We're going to do some other reactions. Basically, I think the next coming videos will be a reaction and review of a K-drama that I've been watching. I think it ends tomorrow or the day after tomorrow as I'm shooting this. So get excited for that, because that's going to be another series of it. I don't watch too many K-dramas, so that will be a little bit more sporadic. And then just like in the comments, if you're willing to comment, if you're willing to help a brother out, just list out anything that you'd like me to look into. All right, because I think there's a lot of potential for looking at a variety of different things coming out, and me giving my opinion on it, giving people ideas for what to look out for, and just looking forward to the future. At this current point in time, that has been my review. I appreciate you for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you've made it this far into the video. I appreciate it. Comment down anything that you'd like me to do, anything that you'd like me to work on. And as for today, I'm going to leave it right there, and we'll see you next time. Deuces. Yo, I'm just gonna be open and honest here. I literally finished filming a reaction and review of things that were announced at D23, and I realized I was only talking about things that I saw, and there is so much more that I didn't really have a chance to get into. I have it kind of up above. Here I'm just gonna first off talk about like all the things that are new. I didn't like watch and read anything, but I'm just gonna list some of the titles that are new, like completely new, that I've never heard of myself. So the first thing that I've seen is the Monster Jam movie. I don't know, a lot of these projects I'm not gonna know anything about them, but these are all things that have been announced at D23 and coming out, so I'll just list them all together. So there's I'm just reading this as we speak. There's the Monster Jam movie. There is the Win or Lose movie. I think it's Elio. Hoppers. They released a first look for Hoppers. And then there's a bunch of stuff about the sequels. There's a Skeleton Crew trailer, a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Don't get me wrong, I've watched the series The Mandalorian, but there's a movie now, so like it's gonna be like a whole different thing if it comes into the movie universe, right? Do I want to count Fantastic Four as a brand new thing? The same thing with Daredevil. I don't know if I want to count them as brand new things. Fantastic Four is a brand new version of the same thing. Daredevil Born Again, I do believe it's the same characters that we know from the TV show moving into the movie universe. So Disney's doing a lot with that. One that's been teased for a very long time, a very, very, very long time, since WandaVision came out. And WandaVision was one of the first Disney Plus shows, was Agatha All Along. I think they released a trailer for that, so there's that to look forward to. If you have watched the second Black Panther movie, then you'll also be excited for this character. This character was announced in the first Black Panther. So Ironheart, I believe there was a trailer for Ironheart at D23 as well. There's a trailer for Percy Jackson Season 2. Now, I watched the first season of Percy Jackson. Oh, I didn't actually. I got maybe 6 episodes in and I gave up on it. Now, a lot of people didn't. I liked the old Percy Jackson movies. Is it Logan Lerman? The Logan Lerman Percy Jackson movies. Yes, it's not like comic accurate. Percy Jackson in those movies was significantly older. The same thing with Agatha and whoever else was in that movie. Sorry, Grover. Grover was like, these guys, they were grown men playing little kids in those movies. But I liked them. So when I was watching this one, the Percy Jackson just felt quite childish, especially because the kid who plays Percy, I've seen him in other roles, and the roles that he's been doing beyond Percy Jackson are like a little something. He had a movie with Ryan Reynolds, and that movie with Ryan Reynolds was like a little bit vulgar, so I know what that kid can do, right? And the role just, I guess it just didn't seem right for him. And from what I'm seeing here is that there is a new Tron coming out. Now, I think the only problem I had with the first Tron movies is just it didn't feel like there was a lot of action. You got like a little bit of action, a lot of storytelling, and not much progression throughout the first Tron movie. So for there to be an announcement for a new Tron movie, it's actually pretty cool. I'm really excited for that, and I've just gone through the list quite quickly because these are just the things that I'm seeing now. This would just be like a small addition at the end of the video that I should have made in full earlier. We make these mistakes, we see what happens, but a lot of these things that are coming out were people like inside D23 filming these things like on their phones, their cameras. So of course these things are like leaked. Their official trailers haven't come out onto the internet yet. They will. Once they do, we will of course try and take a look at it. I think I'm gonna need to start saving some trailer channels, just like, subscribe and just wait and see every trailer that comes out. I will not be reacting to every trailer. I'll just react to like big projects, and I think reacting to all of these together was like a good mesh. I know I've said goodbye before. I'm saying goodbye again because we have to do it again because there were some very good additions that we needed to talk to. All right, this is the end of the video for today. I promise it's the end of the video. All right, deuces. All right, peace out.